Welcome back to the series of Reflections of Inner Self that we have been presenting from Peace Tree Innovation Society and the Sukshma Center with amazing, blissful, divine experiences under the guidance of ancient sage Sunita. In this episode of Reflections, I would like to share with you a very interesting reflection that actually spans around many people. It's almost like a film where you have multiple plots going on at the same time, but of course with a common climax. And I would say the underlying thread of all these different stories that come together in these reflections is nobility and greater purpose of greater goodness of humanity, in fact also called as Loka Kalyanam. So this reflections will touch upon some amazing people with of course one main character which has truly inspired me in my journey of this inner journey under this ancient sage Sunita. In fact, this is about this great soul called Dr. Victor Kanu and his wife Mrs. Genevieve, who are from Africa, originally from a Western African country, and who have dedicated their life in the service of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And now, many of you might be wondering, how come I'm speaking about someone who is from Africa and I live in Canada and have nothing to do with this entire journey from Africa to India to other parts of the world where Dr. Victor Kanu's work has spanned for many decades. Well, as you probably know, that I have been under the guidance of this ancient sage Sunita, who also happens to have lived in Zambia, Africa for many years before she moved to Vancouver, Canada. And in many of our sessions and classes, she used to bring up the topic of Dr. Victor Kanu and Mrs. Genevieve and their contribution to Sai mission for global harmony and human values. And initially I used to wonder, who is this person whom Master Sunita is talking so passionately, lovingly and caringly about. But over a period of time, as I started to know more about Dr. Victor Kanu and read about his work through the work of Radio Sai and watched some of his interviews as well on Radio Sai, I started to connect very deeply with this great noble soul, also called as Mahatma. He is in fact a Mahatma. And this one character started to also connect with some of my experiences in this journey of nobility and a few people whom I have met in my own personal life. But let's focus a quick moment on Dr. Victor Kanu's life itself. He in fact comes from this very remote part of Africa, who ended up becoming ambassador of a nation. And through his yearning for spiritual realizations and his work through healing, he had some amazing visions of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And that led him to finally traveling to Puttaparthi. And all of these have certain underlying miracles and divine visions, which I'm not going into detail in this. You can read about all of his experiences on radiosai.org, the website which showcases the work of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba and many, many millions of Sai devotees who have experienced the grace of Bhagavan. So you will definitely be able to, if you Google Dr. Victor Kanu, you will end up there and you can watch in detail about his journey. But here I am trying to summarize how a simple human being who did not have any understanding of divinity or nobility ended up becoming an instrument in the hands of divine. In fact, many call Dr. Victor Kanu as a flute in Bhagavan Baba's hands, a flute that spread the love and human values to the African continent and beyond. And when Dr. Kanu meets Bhagavan Baba, obviously it was not just a relationship of one lifetime, it is relationship of many lifetimes. That is how Bhagavan Baba draws every person to his abode under his divine shade. And in a similar manner, Dr. Victor Kanu meets Bhagavan Baba. He gets very deeply inspired by his work in service, in educational values, and especially in the areas of Bala Vikas that was started for educating children about education and human values. For people who are not part of the Sai organization, Bhagavan Baba has these 5 pillars called Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa, which means truth, righteousness, peace, love, and non-violence. His entire teachings, his entire journey has been based on these 5 principles, and he calls this education and human values. And he says education without these human values is completely useless. In fact, he uses a word called educare, which is education of heart. So these things have inspired Dr. Kanu, and he continued to take that work to African continent by presenting many seminars and workshops. And one fine day, Bhagwan Baba calls him and says, "Go to Zambia and start my school." Just very simple. Go to Zambia and start my school there. And Mrs. Genevieve asks Baba, "So how do we start this? Where do we get the money for starting this school?" And Baba simply replies, "Sell everything that you have and start the school." And obviously, without questioning anything else, both this amazing divine couple, they leave Puttaparthi, they come to UK where they were living, and he was an ambassador before that, and he leaves everything. He sells literally every part of his belongings, including pots and pans from his kitchen, and comes to Zambia, which is a completely alien country for him. He doesn't know anyone, anything there, and of course he comes to this city of Ndola, where Master Sunita used to live. So that is the connection between Dr. Victor Kanu, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, and ancient sage Sunita Amma. And that is how Master Sunita met Dr. Victor Kanu and Mrs. Genevieve. And they have been invited to her home for dinner, had amazing conversations about Bhagavan Baba's cordial relationship with this amazing couple, and how they have started from nothing in Zambia. Literally, he built up the school from scratch with little help from few people, and how Master Sunita also played a role in that mission, maybe not in a very big way. Sunita Amma used to be Balvika's teacher for a little bit of time, helping in the mission of Sai, teaching human values, and her divine music through her amazing divine voice, inspiring many children, especially children who are native of Africa. And she also has actually done some amazing work with some of the prisoners there who have taken a wrong path. But the essence of this is how Dr. Victor Kanu and his wife have completely sacrificed, have given up everything for a noble cause of a divine human, a divine being called Bhagavan Baba, under whose guidance they were able to build the school from scratch. And the uniqueness of this school is they have not brought people who are very good and well off and given education. In fact, they have brought people who have failed in the schools and brought them up, trained them up, and made them the best of the breed in the country, in the entire African continent, in fact. And in fact, that is why the school is called Miracle School. And eventually, that school has become 2 schools. Now there are 2, one for boys and one for girls. And the mission has been continuing for the past, I think, 29 years now. It will be 30 years, I think, for next year. And Sunita Amma also shares very deep relationship, deep bonding. She was there at the groundbreaking ceremony. She planted a couple of Ashoka plants there, which I'm sure are still there. But Sunita Amma shares these very fond, loving memories of every person who was around her in Zambia, and how deep her relationship with Dr. Victor Kanu and Mrs. Genevieve. In fact, when Mrs. Genevieve met Sunita Amma, and they were leaving Endola that night, and the next day morning, I think Mrs. Genevieve calls from the airport and she says, I feel something very unique in your presence. There is something I feel I'm missing. And obviously, that speaks of all of us who have been associated with this ancient sage Sunita Amma, whose pure vibrations have been transforming thousands of lives across the globe, helping them experience the subtlest of the subtle, purest of the pure bliss of Atma. And later, Sunita Amma also leaves Zambia and at that Endola, and they move to another city. And even at that time, Mrs. Victor Khan also acknowledges how they are going to be missing Sunita Amma. But Sunita Amma always was very confident the school will be successful, the school project will be completed on time. There were many, obviously, doubts whether the school will be done, because Mr. Kanu and Mrs. Kanu have literally started from scratch with zero resources, and many people obviously had doubts whether this will be a successful project. But their surrender to Bhagwan Baba was so deep, so sincere, so humble, that the entire project ran beautifully, smoothly, and as decided, the whole thing, the school got up and started running within less than a year. And even now, it has become the model school for entire Africa and even further down. And that model has been adopted by many other nations in Africa and other countries. In fact, this happens to be the first school of Satya Sai outside our Indian subcontinent, India, founded under those 5 human values. And the journey continued on, even though Dr. Kanu had faced certain ill healths during this journey. All of those ill healths and hurdles were cleared by Bhagwan Baba miraculously many times, and he has empowered him and helped him become the ambassador of pure love of Bhagwan Baba, and spread that message. Has become the messenger and ambassador of Sai in the entire African continent and many other countries later. So I keep hearing these amazing divine experiences from ancient sage Sunita Amma. And obviously today happens to be September 3rd. In 2011, Dr. Kanu has gone to the abode of Sai just after a few months after Bhagwan Baba left his physical form. Within a very few months, he was called back, I'm sure, by Bhagwan Baba himself to his abode, because he has also mentioned that they are both going to come back in the next Premasai avatar to continue this noble work. So the essence of what I learned from this is that when you surrender to a divine soul, to a divine mission, selflessly, with no questions, then your life becomes sanctified. We all try to live a life of very narrow circle. We draw a circle around ourselves, and maybe a little bit towards our family and extended family, and we say me, mine, and we live in these narrow, teeny, mini circles. But the moment you give yourself for a greater purpose than yourself, your life transforms in a million ways, and it blossoms. It not only blossoms your own life, but it blossoms many more lives. In fact, Sunita Amma always says, people who come to her and talk to her about what they want in life, she asks one simple thing: how many years do you want to live? 60, 70, 80, 100, or thousands of years? And she asked me this, I remember too. And I said, thousands of years, Amma. Then she said, you have to give your life for the welfare of humanity, selflessly. And in fact, Bhagwan Baba always says this: don't live in a contraction love. He says, expansion love. Make your love so big that you become the love itself. When your life becomes the love itself, then there is nothing stopping you, because the entire universe conspires to make your vision happen, your mission successful. And I've also seen this with another character I'm going to talk about, is Mr. Mani Uncle, who's also passed away a few years back. And I've been associated with him during my stay in Bangalore for a couple of years. And he was again another very unique, noble human being who has dedicated his life for upliftment of orphan kids, especially kids whose parents are living as lifetime convicts in jails in India. And he started this small orphanage right on the day of his retirement by giving away all his money, his home, for bringing these children together. And he started with 2 kids, and today there are 200 kids in that orphanage. And I have been there observing this amazing journey, how these kids were given the best education, best facility, best food, best schools. He used to admit them in the best schools in Bangalore and give everything that he had for raising these hundreds of children who are doing amazing work today. So in fact, Sunita Ma also went to Bangalore, I think in 2017, and she had done workshops at SoCare. This orphanage is called SoCare, Society's Care for the Indigent. And again, great memories of Sunita Ma being there at Mani Uncle's SoCare orphanage, and all the kids wanting more and more of that pure love of Amma. And I'm sure very soon we are going to go back both to Bangalore, to Puttaparthi and Zambia, and share these pure vibrations of Sunita Amma, and of course the divine grace of Bhagavan Baba, which is always there for everyone. And even the way Dr. Victor Kanu has left this world is very similar to how Dr. Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, has left his body while being in the mission of Seva. If you all remember how Dr. Kalam has left this world, he was giving a talk, lecture to thousands of students, which happens to his most favorite thing that he always wanted to do, to inspire children. And that is how he kind of collapsed and left this physical body. And very similarly, Dr. Victor Kanu actually has taken the mission of Sai to his hometown of this small little Western African country, Sierra Leone, and that is where he left the physical body. So I can only say one thing: if we can dedicate our lives for noble causes. But of course, before dedicating the life for noble cause, there is also another important step which Master Sunita always emphasizes, is cleansing and purifying the mind. Obviously, when you dedicate your life for a noble cause, that happens, but also it is important while doing this seva, while doing this service, to remove the sense of I and me and mine is also very important, because many people out there do a lot of seva and service, but yet live and dwell in that false ego of I, me and mine. So it is important to purify and cleanse the mind and do with such a complete selflessness that you feel that you are just an instrument in the hand of the divine. And my 14 years of journey has been beautiful under the guidance of this ancient sage Sunita Amma, where I am completely under her guidance, helping many more heal from many illnesses, many problems, many challenges, empowering all. Thank you once again for taking time to tune in. We will continue to share reflections of this inner self from the Sukshma Center in Peace Tree. Take care. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the whole universe be in bliss.